What are you built to be? What are you built to become? The time is now. The time is right now. You weren't built to break. You were built to be something greater. Welcome to season 2 of the BTB Project. I'm your host, Kollman Gearhart. I was an overweight kid, one counted out, lost 100 pounds, found purpose in the pain, and turned my setbacks into a story worth telling. This podcast isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about identity, discipline, and comebacks. Getting up one more time and becoming who we're always meant to be. If you're ready to go deep, do the work, and live out what you're built to be, you're in the right place. Let's lock in, let's rise, and let's get to work. Here we are. It's been 6 years since I stepped into the competitive arena on the tennis court with a racket in my hand. And believe it or not, the last time I competed, I ended up winning the tournament. Now, granted, things have changed since I was playing at my highest level. And it's been, 23 years ago when I made the commitment to pursue my dream of playing Division I college tennis. And now things have shifted over time. I'm married, 3 kids, lots of responsibility, lots of ways that I can sit here and say, there's no reason that I need to compete anymore. I've already proved everything that I could possibly prove. Now I feel like I'm completely wrong. And today's episode is really to have you as a listener understand the importance of getting out of your comfort zone. And my return to the tennis court competitively, I hope will spark and inspire you to look at ways to up the ante, raise the bar, and go after what you're going for in your life. It's not just about tennis. This is about getting uncomfortable again. It's about stepping into something that scares you, challenges you, stretches your limits. Because here's the hard truth when it comes to life. We don't grow in comfort. We grow in the arena. We grow in the environment that pushes us, that challenges us, that makes us stretch. That discomfort is where true growth is happening. So, what's held me back over the last 6 years? I could easily say that the numerous surgeries that I've dealt with, the medical conditions with neuropathy in my left leg and tumors in my brachial plexus that causes issues with my arm to where over the last 10 years playing with a two-handle tennis racket. And I always was criticized and judged for that, but it was the only way that I could last out there with how my body was feeling. Because if I tried to swing a racket with just one arm, for some reason, I felt like I wasn't able to withstand what I used to withstand for hours upon hours when I was playing college tennis. But being able to grow in those uncomfortable situations, I feel like I've pushed a lot of those aside because when you're raising a family and you're trying to support the American dream, you tend to push all of those things of getting uncomfortable aside. You want that safety and security in your family, in your life as a provider. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've failed on numerous occasions when it comes to that. I feel like as I've chased comfort, as I've tried to kind of plateau into having an everyday ordinary life, that it's been to a detriment. I've always had this fire inside of me to chase after things, whether it is a sport, whether it's my physical fitness, whether it's how I'm coaching and impacting lives. I've always been inspired by the chase. A quote that often comes to mind when I think about that is, it's easier in life to chase after a dog that's running away from you. That's what I always thought, but ultimately, what's even easier is when the dog is chasing you, because you're in this fight or flight mode. You're in this mode of kind of desperation per se. So when I flash back to what drove me to be the Division 1 athlete and the aspirational coach, it was a lot of hardships. It was a lot of moments where that dog was chasing me. And now I'm to the point in my life where I feel like things have flipped a little bit to where I feel like I have to go chase the dog. And it takes a little bit more intentionality. It takes a rekindling of the fire. And for me, it goes back to my coaching philosophy. I never want to make any of my students do anything that I wouldn't be able to do myself. And to be able to go out and compete in the sport of tennis again is a way for me to show clients, show my kids, show myself that I can do this, that I can be something aspirational. And it's something happens on a daily basis. But over the last few years, I know that I have a responsibility of a career. I have a responsibility of a family. I have to make sure that those boxes are checked. But also, in order for me to check those boxes and to be the best version of myself, you have to find ways to become incredibly uncomfortable. So, this isn't about going out and winning. This is doing something to remind myself, and maybe for you as a listener, I hope it can remind yourself that we are still capable, that pushing past fear, doubt, or limitation isn't just possible, it's absolutely necessary for the growth that we need in our lives. The second you stop doing hard things, you actually start shrinking. You actually start decomposing your potential, because there's a level of discomfort that's necessary every day for you to continue to move forward and to strive to be something extraordinary. So, when it comes to my comeback to the court, I want you to think about three things that you can start with your own comeback. Three things to ignite how you're going to be uncomfortable on a daily basis. And number one is, I want you to revisit the fire in your life. When I thought about coming back this year to play, it's been on my heart recently about tennis court, writing in the journal, lifting weights, putting my body just through excruciating pain and hell. And a part of me kind of misses that. A part of me misses that feeling of doing things that I know a lot of people aren't able to do, and being able to find that spark again. I could care less about what it's going to look like on the court during this tournament. I just want my feet to be on the court. I want my hand to feel the grip of the racket. I want to be able to move the strings. I want to be able to feel the strike of the ball, and recreating that feeling as it's rekindling memories of the past. It's also igniting a new fire for new growth and opportunity in my life. So I encourage you to go revisit your fire. What lights you up? and let's rekindle it. Next is you have to schedule the challenge. Maybe you want to go run a marathon. Maybe you want to be able to not only go into a tournament, but do it with a partner, do it with a friend. Get it on the books. Look out, for me, I literally signed up 2 days before the tournament deadline was over, and I hadn't been training for it. It hasn't been something that I've necessarily prepared for, but I had to put it on the books. Otherwise, I was going to talk myself out of not being able to do it. With all of the other things I have going on in my life, I was going to figure out a way to say no. So book it. Make sure you're signed up. Make sure that you're making the commitment and then grow into the commitment. Over the last week and a half, as I've preparing for the tournament, I've been able to have an opportunity to tap into the training mode, tap into the things that just fire me up in life. And it's invigorating. I couldn't be more excited just because I put that tournament on the calendar. And ultimately, if you wait until you're ready for something like this, you'll never start. If you're anything like me, you'll procrastinate, you'll create excuses. So schedule the challenge. And lastly, share the journey. Just like what I'm doing on this podcast. For me, if I go out and compete well and give everything I got, that's a win. It's not just about winning. So when you're going for it, tell people. I told my family, I told my friends, I've told some of my other clients. I got a lot of people coming out that want to watch and support me, which is awesome. But what's really cool about it is as I've set that precedent, I've actually inspired others to tap into something that they're uncomfortable with. That maybe they're not feeling perfect about a situation that they want to jump into, but they're willing to give it a shot because they see that I'm willing to give a shot. Listen, the first step back into the arena of doing something difficult, that's the hardest. Just taking that first step. Your mind will feed you fear. Your body's going to resist. People are going to question you, look at you like you have 10 heads, but your spirit, your heart, your soul, it's been begging for this. And when you walk back in the scars and all the things that you've done to try to prove yourself, remember, you're not done. You're just getting started. You're just at the beginning of the start line. I'm not stepping into competition again because I have to, but it's because I can. And so can you. Thanks for listening to today's BTB Short. Go out and do something hard this week. Keep coming with not just the best version of yourself, but to become the strongest version of yourself. If this episode impacted you, do me a favor and like and subscribe to the BTB Project. Better yet, send this episode to a family member, friend, or colleague. Get them to go do something extraordinary. It's this BTB community. It's us doing it together that changes lives, that motivates the heck out of me, and allows me to get back on the competitive court again. As always, I'm proud of each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.